build a missile defense shield around our country. Keep critical race theory and transgender insanity the hell out of our schools. And we will keep men out of women's sports. Did you see the Olympics? You had two boxers that transitioned from men to women. I wish them well. We're going to be a tariff nation. It's not going to be a cost to you. It's going to be a cost to another country. I heard Kamala the other day, Comrade Kamala, she said, oh, if you do that, he's raising your taxes. No, no, no. I'm not raising your taxes. I'm raising China and all of these countries in Asia and all over the world, including the European Union, by the way, which is one of the most egregious. They don't take... They've taken away your free speech, and the fake news is a threat to this country. They are just horrible. These are horrible people. Not everyone. I mean, I know most of them up there. Some are good. Hello, Brian. No, some are good, and most of them are just absolutely terrible human. We're going to be a tariff nation. It's not going to be a cost to you. It's going to be a cost to another country. I heard Kamala the other day, Comrade Kamala, she said, oh, if you do that, he's raising your taxes. No, no, no. I'm not raising your taxes. I'm raising China and all of these countries in Asia and all over the world, including the European Union, by the way, which is one of the most egregious. They don't take... Can you imagine you're a parent and your son leaves the house and you say, Jimmy, I love you so much. Go have a good day in school. And your son comes back with a brutal operation. Can you even imagine this? What the hell is wrong with our country? Terrible. And finally, I will support modifying the 25th Amendment to make clear that if a vice president lies or engages in a conspiracy to cover up the incapacity of the president of the United States, if you do that with a cover-up of the president of the United States, it's grounds for impeachment immediately and removal from office, because that's what they did. Prevent World War III, and I'm the only one that can do it. I will prevent World War III. And if I don't win this election, Israel, with Comrade Kamala Harris at the helm of the United States, is doomed. Israel is doomed. That's a tough statement. Israel will be gone. 1 year, 2 years, Israel will no longer exist. I better win, or I better win, or I better win, or I better win, or you're going to have problems like we've never had. We may have no country left. It may be our last election. You want to know the truth? People have said that. This may be our last election. You got to get out and vote. This could be our... I better win, or I better win, or you're going to have problems like we've never had. We may have no country left. It may be our last election. You want to know the truth? People have said that. This may be our last election. You got to get out and vote. This could be our... We're going to be a tariff nation. It's not going to be a cost to you. It's going to be a cost to another country. I heard Kamala the other day, Comrade Kamala, she said, oh, if you do that, he's raising your taxes. No, no, no. I'm not raising your taxes. I'm raising China and all of these countries in Asia and all over the world, including the European Union, by the way, which is one of the most egregious. They don't be able to build ships again. We'll be able to build planes again. We'll be able to build our military again, all from within our country. You know, when we build a plane, the F-35 fighter jet, I bought a lot of them for countries all over the world, actually, but I bought a lot of them. We have parts made in all different countries, and then they're assembled here. We want to make the parts here. Well, and he's a whack job. You know, they have a standard phrase that J.D., who's very solid, and I happen to be very solid. I have other problems, perhaps, but I'm a very solid person. But J.D.'s solid, I'm solid. They said this was just a soundbite. They gave it to all the fake news. The fake news, they're weird. No, he's weird. He is really weird. This guy. Can you imagine? I'm weird. It's just, you know, they do sound bites, and they give them They gave one the other day, manufactured. The vote was manufactured. It's not a term that's used politically. Every network headed up something about the vote was manufactured. They follow the lead of these people, but we've got the lead. You know what? We've got incredible, and Tim Scott was incredible, and you have a governor in a certain place that has a lot of oil. You know who I'm talking about. How good was he? And you have just great places and great people. And I got to know so many. I picked JD. JD, and I could have picked anyone that would have been great. We will defend the Second Amendment, restore free speech, and we will secure our elections once and for all.
Donald Trump did make some sort of news today. He mentioned for the first time that he actually supports modifying the 25th Amendment in order to be able to have a vice president be impeached if they do not raise alarm bells of whether the president himself him or herself, I should say, are maybe unfit to serve. I want you to take a listen to what exactly he said there.
And finally, I will support modifying the 25th Amendment to make clear that if a vice president lies or engages in a conspiracy to cover up the incapacity of the president of the United States, if you do that with a cover-up of the President of the United States, it's grounds for impeachment immediately and removal from office.
So as you heard him say there, Jessica, he said it would be grounds for impeachment and immediate removal. But I think, we would remind viewers that doesn't just mean if Kamala Harris wins. That's also if Donald Trump wins, he would do that. And he could himself be putting himself in such a position. But just to get back to your question, Jessica, about the debate, we know that Donald Trump, even though he and his team are very averse to the term preparation, he has been preparing for this Tuesday debate behind the scenes. They actually view this speech itself as a form of debate prep. He's been walking through different policy behind the scenes with his team, trying to walk through different topics during these events. And we also know he has been meeting with policy experts and senior advisors to really pick their brains and hone and sharpen his focus on many of the key things they expect will come up. He's also been meeting with people like Tulsi Gabbard, a former Democratic congresswoman who recently endorsed Donald Trump. She actually faced off with Kamala Harris back in 2020 during the Democratic primary debate, and she's been helping Donald Trump get a better understanding of what it's like to go up against Harris. So he is debating behind the scenes, despite them not wanting to say that he is doing so. Jessica?
All right, Elena Treenforth live from Wisconsin. Thank you so much for that, Elena. Let's go.
To help out our country. In the words of a very great but highly underrated president, William McKinley, I am a tariff man standing on a tariff platform, and he's not going to be taken advantage of anymore, just as we made great inroads and progress 4 years ago. Nobody ever made such progress as we had. The greatest 4 years. We rebuilt the military. We had the largest tax cut in history, the largest regulation cut in history. But he even signed, Tim even signed a law that allows abortion in the 9th month and babies to be executed after birth. In other words, the baby is born, and what do? The mother decides she doesn't want the baby. You execute. That's not an abortion, that's an execution. And nobody wants that. There are 6 radical left states that allow that, too, that nobody wants it to happen. Nobody wants to see it happen, where they're allowed to execute the baby after birth, and nobody talks about it. And, we did a great thing when we got Roe v. Wade out of the federal government, got it back to the states, and now the states are all voting. Every network headed up something about the vote was manufactured. They follow the lead of these people, but we've got the lead. You know what? We've got the people. We got to stop the cheating. If we stop that cheating, if we don't let them cheat, I don't even have to campaign anymore. We're going to win by so much. In the meantime, too big to rig. Too big to rig. What the hell is wrong with our country? Her running mate, Tampon Tim. Did you see he signed a bill?
British pop star Charlie XCX posted Kamala is brat on X. If you're wondering what this means, the reference was to the singer's most recent album, Brat, which has an iconic bright green cover. Brat topped charts around the world and emerged as a summer cultural phenomena among young people, explaining what it means to be a brat. Charlie XCX, you're just that girl who is a little messy, and likes to party, and maybe says dumb things sometimes, who feels herself, but then also maybe has a breakdown, but parties through it. It's very honest, it's very blunt, and a little bit volatile. The concept behind Brat took the internet by storm, with many appropriating the album cover style and writing funny, sometimes outrageous messages against a bright green or a brat green backdrop. Kamala Harris' campaign has leaned into the brat summer trend. Their fast exploding X account announced the creation of an Instagram campaign page, Kamala HQ. The pinned post on the Instagram account is a photo carousel that includes a screenshot of Charlie's X post, as well as a brat green square that says, "Welcome to Kamala HQ." This is the official rapid response page of Vice President Harris' presidential campaign. The post is captioned, "And when we put this to bed, the internet will go crazy," a reference to a song on the album titled Girl. So confusing, the Kamala HQ account bio says, providing context. This, too, refers to another popular meme associated with the vice president. In a speech in 2023, Harris relayed this anecdote, "Everything is in context. My mother she would give us a hard time sometimes, and she would say to us, 'I don't know what's wrong with you young people. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree.'